Welcome back. 6:42 on Daybreak. And over the past decade or so, we've seen seemingly impossible projects finally take shape here in the Queen City. From the Darwin Martin House to the Richardson to waterfront development.
Yeah. And as we find in this Two on Your Side original report, one towering hurdle still stands out on our skyline, but momentum may finally be building. Since 1929, she has stood watch over Buffalo's east side, a beacon in Polonia. But for decades, that beacon has dimmed and its future has been foggy, even if its past was glorious. Dave Franchik still has fond memories of the Central Terminal.
Everybody loves this building. It's one of the most beloved in Western New York. We all know that.
He remembers as a young man dropping his father off for his weekly work trips.
And you still had some of the businesses were in there. The smoke shop, the barber shop was in there.
That's why when he became a city council member and ultimately council president, he fought hard to preserve the building after New York Rail pulled out for the last time.
But I remember the large benches where people would wait. There was a phenomenal walkway that went to the trains that Amtrak later demolished.
Years later, he would use his office in city council to fight against the push to demolish the entire building. The fight hit a fever pitch in 1995 when $1.5 million in federal funding was earmarked for the Central Terminal's preservation, only to be sidetracked by the mayor's office to fix up Shays.
I was, kind of fighting a lonely battle for a very long time. Didn't get a lot of support from the city.
And now that he is 3 years out of office, he's extremely encouraged by the direction that restoration efforts are headed. An opinion shared by his successor, Fillmore District Council member Mitch Nowakowski.
Things are happening here in Broadway Fillmore, and it's on the move, and you could see it from the real estate prices, you could see it from investment, from the corridors, and you could start seeing it by the density and population that's now grown by almost 5,000 residents since 2010.
Nowakowski says the key to the success of the terminal turnaround is inclusivity.
Folks in the neighborhood realize that the Central Terminal is part of their neighborhood.
We're tying our futures together.
Monica Pellegrino-Fakes is the executive director of the Central Terminal's Restoration Corporation.
And making a reuse here that makes sense for this building, but it also makes sense for Broadway Fillmore, for the East Side, for Buffalo.
She knows a thing or two about reuse of buildings many thought were beyond restoration. Monica came to this project after overseeing the recreation of the Richardson complex.
When I started, that's kind of the way I thought of it. It's a castle on a hill. It's something that we all love, we feel is part of our past, and we want it to be part of our future, but it feels removed.
She sees many of the same challenges here, addressing the decay of the structure, pulling together a plan, and instilling confidence in neighbors who have seen a parade of plans come and go.
What do you envision through the scope of the master plan?
We'll see this fusion of all different ways to use the terminal.
Monica walked us through the building and the plans.
Civic Commons inside the concourse, outside on this, what's now an upper parking deck, the great lawn. This is a place that can have activity inside and out all the time.
Plans that include using the entire campus as a year-round venue for events and activities, with the main concourse as the hub. As for the physical buildings, they envision a diverse mix of uses: a cultural center, nonprofit anchor, innovation hub, residential space, even use in the film industry.
The things I'm most excited about is that we've had a trajectory of building momentum and confidence, and we're there.
I think we have more hope than ever. This building is going to have a tremendous future. You can't replicate it. It's like our pyramids.
We've done hard things before. We've done Canal Side. We've done the Richardson Olmsted campus. Like this is really our last huge, difficult effort to undertake. But I think the thing that we have on our side now is we know that it can happen.
And they've done a lot of homework to come up with that master plan. 3 public meetings with more than 350 people there. Another 200 people took part in an online survey. They put together a 60-person focus group and had 6 sessions to discuss the possibilities. So they've got the plan. Now they need to figure out the cash and how to pay for it. But
I feel like that's very familiar here in Western New York, and especially when it comes to the Central Terminal, that we know that there, is so much that can be done, but making it actually happen.
And they're not looking at a big silver bullet, like let's make it the stadium or let's make it a huge hotel. They're looking at a lot of different activations, and it can be done incrementally. So here's hoping.